Good evening, everyone. It's very difficult to make the people to sit back. So all the lectures were concluded, and they have also given the mementos. So I'm not going to take more than 5 minutes to sum up this session. Each moderator has summed up the sessions in their own way. But I'd like to talk about the concept and the objective of organizing this international regulators meet. The objective of organizing this international meet with such a wide theme, that is international regulatory convergence, to promote accessibility and affordability of quality medicines. Yesterday's chief guest and Drugs Controller General of India, while delivering his address, he mentioned about patient-centric. The patient, whatever you do, everything should be patient-centric. If you see the introduction of the legislations or any enactment, not only concerned to the drugs, all the enactments are made keeping in view of the people's perspective. So he has rightly mentioned that the patient first. If you see the today's world, no economy in the world is strong. And the countries like USA is purchasing medicines from India, despite Mr. Trump is making so much of noise. And very recently, Catherine Eben has also come up with a very big book to criticize about Indian generics. Despite that, there is no alternative to the USA to purchase 30% of our exports. And 40% of the generics available in US are from India. So you can make out that affordability, how important it is. India is known for providing quality medicines at very affordable price. So keeping in view of that, the entire globe need drugs at a very affordable price. That is the objective. And every country, including the Japan and Europe, everybody is thinking about reducing the healthcare expenses. In that process, the prices of pharmaceuticals always plays a very important role. We are calling India as a pharmacy of the world. The pharmacy of the world, not that we are dispensing and we are making our drugs available to the global population. Our drugs are available for the people who desperately need it to have at an affordable price. That is the objective of making this conference, and I am very much thankful to the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, and initially Vishala, Chandrasekhar, and Ramkishan, and Somani. These people have contributed. At the same time, the international regulators, basing on the call given by Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council of India, they responded in a very positive way. You can make out people are coming to Hyderabad traveling almost 20-25 hours. Even the country heads, they traveled all the way. We have only given economy fare. They usually have a privilege to travel by the business class. No DG or no head of the national regulatory authorities ask anything from us. That itself shows that their commitment to work for the global population in making the drugs available. So unless otherwise there is a convergence and the harmonization between the regulator to regulator, trade will not happen. Unless otherwise the countries procure drugs at affordable price, their healthcare system is going to get dismantled at any time. So with an objective of overreaching the FDA, regulatory officials, and not networking for further exchange of their technical knowledge for the betterment of the global health. That is the wider, the canvas. Yesterday also I quoted the Australian economist and journalist. He himself made a statement in India telling that He had a treatment in Chennai for his hepatitis C. The same treatment, if he wanted to have in Australia, it's $100,000. The same treatment he had in Chennai for $900. If the person like Mr. Greg Jeffrey, coming from a highly developed country, become a messenger of Indian pharmaceuticals, which are produced at lesser price and are accessible to many people. If you see the biosimilars and orphan drugs, the other day we had an interesting discussion. In US, if you are not covered under insurance, if you wanted to have new drugs, they have to sell their house. This kind of a situation is not in India or any other developing countries. Indian pharmaceutical industry can proudly claim that we are always ready to meet the global needs, and we are responsible in addressing the issues of developing countries, particularly saving hundreds of millions of population from HIV and other diseases. This is the contribution of Indian pharmaceutical industry. In this process, we thought that if we create awareness on regulatory practices and initiatives of FDAs across the regions, this is going to balance the international pharma trade, and it is going to help the human mankind in taking it forward. Even though we belongs to the Export Promotion Council, neither we are regulators nor the government. We are in between. But with my regulatory background, and if you see today's situation in the world, we thought that if we can able to make and create a platform for the domestic and international regulators sit together and address these issues and convergence. Very recently, US and EU had an MOU to recognize their inspections. Why not we? My feeling is that out of these 24, 25 countries, at least 5, 6 countries with Indian CDSCO can come together, and you people can have some sort of an understanding in addressing this issue, and we can show it as an alternative to the understanding between US and EU kind of an agreement. That it is the need of the hour. EU and USA are highly developed, and in European Union, most of the countries are, the healthcare expenses are free, and US, most of the patients are covered with insurance. So this is the need of the hour, what we feel from the Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council of India side. This should not be a conference. This should not be a meeting place or networking place. This should go further, and that kind of an assurance is very much reflected with the presence of the international regulators, and I'm very much thankful to all the CDSO officials. I always feel that, I'm missing them. But this kind of an opportunity has provided me. When we called them, when we spoke to them, everybody is here. Even the government calls also, Minister of Health calls also. This kind of a battery of people and the top people will not be here. This shows the Indian regulators' commitment, and we also have regulators from the states. Almost 30 regulators representing the states are here, and 6, 7 state heads are here. So this convergence, I strongly feel that, is going to do something good to the society in the days to come, and in upgrading the healthcare facilities and meeting the global needs. And people, if you have an access to the medicines, if you can't afford, what we can do? That kind of a situation, we have to save these unprivileged people and the patients of the world. This is the objective of organizing this conference. And once again, I'm not going to sum up the technical aspects, what the speakers and eminent regulators deliberated. I'm summing up in a very different way, in a larger canvas, what is the objective of this conference. With this, once again, I'm very much thankful to you on behalf of Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council of India and Ministry of Commerce, as well as from the Central Drug Standard Control Organization and all my state regulators and my friends. Thank you so much.